Very much, Dr. Vijay Sundara and Mr. Maheshwaran, for chairing this session in a very dynamic manner. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are concluding the first technical session. And before moving to the second session, I have a small announcement for the participants. Dear participants, please display your correct name and your designation in the screen. Or if you are having a difficulty in doing so, please drop a message including your correct name and your designation to the chat. Okay, and we need that information to prepare your certificates. And also, if you have not registered for this symposium, please drop us a message using chat. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the second technical session of this symposium. For that, may I have the honor of inviting Dr. C.C. Jayasundara, the librarian of the University of Kelaniya, and Mr. W.J. Jayaraj, the librarian of the Eastern University of Sri Lanka, to chair this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadisha. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I must congratulate Mrs. Vijay Tunga and the University of Colombo Library Network for conducting third annual session, research session on knowledge era. So I'm Jayasundara and my colleague is Mr. Thisan Jayaraj. I'm the librarian of the Eastern University of Sri Lanka, newly appointed librarian. And you may use this opportunity to congratulate him too. And we will collaboratively share the session. And I don't want to talk too much actually, because we are a little bit behind the time. So we will directly go to the session. We do have 3 sessions at the moment. And the first paper will be, first paper has been done by Mr. M.A. Lankatilaka, and the second one, Mr. Sridharan, third one, Mr. M.A. Lankatilaka first one, the second one Mrs. Sridharan, and the third one is Mrs. Ali Khan. And we will go through, all the presentations first, and we will provide you the time to ask questions at the end. Mr. Jayaraj, do you have anything to convey?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Jayasundara. And good evening, everybody. I'm so glad to be here among you all. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the librarian of the University of Colombo, Dr. Pradeepa Vijaytunga, in organizing this virtual conference on such a timely topic during this pandemic time. I noticed that there are almost 75 participants in attendance. That's a very good number, and I would like to thank her for giving me the opportunity to share this session along with Dr. Jayasundara. So, as Dr. Jayasundara mentioned, we have 3 presentations for this session, and I hope Dr. Jayasundara will introduce each and every presenter. Over to you, Dr. Jayasundara.
Okay, the first presentation is on the global research on depression among university students due to impact of COVID-19 outbreak, a scientometric review using PubMed database. That's, I think, it's a very, very important timely mannered presentation. We would want to know about, the situation of depression among the people, and what they have found in the PubMed database. So I would like to invite Mr. M.A. Lankatilaka to do the presentation right now. Lankatilaka, over to you.
I am Madhushan Lankatilaka, Assistant Librarian attached to the Main Library, University of Colombo. I would like to present the findings of my study, which is under the topic of Global Research on Depression among University Students due to impact of COVID-19 outbreak. This is a scientometric review using PubMed database. This is the content of my presentation. COVID-19 affects lives of many people globally. Several countries impose lockdown and restrictions on local and international travel in order to prevent spread of the disease. During lockdown period, many people suffer from depression and anxiety due to isolation at homes. University students are one group who face this problem. The objective of this study was to map the research on depression among university students due to impact of COVID-19 based on the articles indexed in PubMed. The articles related to the topic was retrieved from PubMed. The time period considered was from January to December 2020. This is the search string developed using keywords and synonyms. Accordingly, 75 articles were selected. The citations were saved as PubMed CSV file and exported to Ryan Systematic Review application for further support on analysis. Let me explain the results of this study. A total number of 75 articles were included for the analysis. They were published in 50 journals. International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health was identified as the journal with the highest number of articles were published. This table shows number of articles per journal. Research related to the topic carried out in 28 countries. China was the leading country with the highest number of published articles, which is 20 in number, followed by USA, which is 12 in number. It was found out that there are 3 articles written by single author and all other are multi-author. There is an article consists of 21 authors, which is maximum number of authors in single article. Degree of author collaboration was calculated using this formula. 72 articles are multi-authored, whereas 3 articles are single-authored. Therefore, the degree of author collaboration is 0.96. Maximum number of articles were published in last quarter of the year. Relative growth rate and doubling time were used for further analysis, and those were calculated using these given formulas. Highest relative growth rate was recorded in February, which is 1.1, followed by in June, which is 0.77. The highest doubling time was recorded in December, which is 8.31, followed by in August, which is 3.11. Let's move to the conclusion of this study. The number of articles published globally on depression among university students due to impact of COVID-19 has been increased from the beginning of 2020. International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health is the leading journal which these articles have been published. A significant majority of articles have been published by China, where the COVID-19 outbreak first appeared. Only 3 articles were single-authored and all other articles are multi-authored. Author collaboration is 0.96. Highest number of articles recorded in October-December time period. The relative growth rate of article publishing is highest in February, which is 1.1, and the maximum doubling time recorded in December, which is 8.31. These are the references of my study. That's the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lankatilaka, for your presentation. Actually, I'm a bit stupid. Actually, I was interested in knowing the impact of COVID-19 on depression. So that's a scientific study, I mean, which you have done, all the number of publications and, authors and that kind of things. Actually, not about the impact and not about the findings of the articles, what I was interested in. I'm going to forget about it. And Mr. Jairaj, on this, can you just...
Yes, we can move on to the next presentation, and at the end of the session, we can ask the question. Yeah.
Yeah, the second, can you just, invite the person, the second person?
Yeah, the second presentation will be on the right time to think challenges. Is it okay?
No. The second one is usage of content-based services by the academic staff members of the University of Colombo. Mrs. T. Sridharan.
All right. Yeah.
Good evening to all of you. I am Mrs. T. Sridharan, Senior Assistant Librarian, Periodicals Division, Main Library, University of Colombo. First of all, I would like to thank the editorial committee of LRS 2020 for accepting my study to present at this symposium. My topic is analysis of usage statistics of content page services provided to academic staff members of University of Colombo. Outline of this presentation, background of this study, objectives, materials and methods used for this study, analysis and findings, conclusion derived from this study, and recommendations. Background of the study. Main Library, University of Colombo provides different kinds of services to update the users with new publications and research findings. Main Library, University of Colombo subscribes print and electronic journals for the faculties of Arts, Law, Education, Management and Finance, Science and Medicine. The content pages of print and electronic subscribed journals are forwarded to all academic staff members of faculties of Law, Education, Management and Finance and Arts once the journals are received by the periodical section. Based on these content pages, the academic staff can request articles. This service was initiated to increase the usage of subscribed journals and to make aware of new developments in research and findings as soon as the research findings published. Objectives of the study. There are two objectives of this study. The first one is to analyze the usage statistics of content page services to the academic staff members of University of Colombo. And the second one is to recommend the measures to enhance the quality of content page services provided by Periodicals Division, University of Colombo. Materials and methods used for this study. As a first step, emails of all academic staff members were collected from the websites of departments and via request letters to heads of the departments. Then, once the periodicals are received, the content pages are sent with the descriptive covering letter. In the covering letter, the details of current periodicals received, the details of access availability of journals through the IP, and the assistance provided by Periodicals Division to get the articles are forwarded. The number of articles requested by the academic staff members based on the content page services during the period from October 2019 to October 2020 were used as data for this study. Data regarding the request of articles was collected through email records of the request made by the academic staff. And A separate register was also maintained to record the details of articles forwarded, including the name of the requester, the department, and the faculty. Analysis and findings. This pie chart shows the article request by faculty. Here, the Faculty of Arts requested 227 articles during this period. That means 51% of the articles were requested by Faculty of Arts. In the same way, the Faculty of Management and Finance requested 89 articles, Faculty of Law requested 83 articles, and the Faculty of Education requested 43 articles. Therefore, the greatest number of articles were requested by the Faculty of Arts. Here, the data on article request based on the content page services by month shows that during the months of April and May 2020, there were more articles requested. During these months, the lockdown was imposed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Since subscribed journals can only be accessed within university premises, staff found that this service more convenient to carry out their educational activities from home. This table shows the distribution of subscribed journals and article requests based on content page services. Articles from the journal Demography and American Economic Association were highly requested by the Faculty of Arts. Articles requested by other faculties from subscribed journals are also shown in this table. In total, there were 442 articles from 25 journals were requested over this period. Conclusion derived from this study: among all the 4 faculties, Faculty of Arts requested the greatest number of articles. The highest number of articles were requested during the months of April and May 2020, and more number of articles were requested from the journals subscribed from American Economic Association and Demography from Springer Nature. Based on my study, the recommendations are as follows. Since the content page service is provided only to the above 4 faculties stated in this study and is acknowledged and extensively used by the staff members of these faculties as evident in the data provided in this study, it is expected that expanding this service to the staff members of other faculties and the students would be beneficial. Expand the content page services to all subscribed journals, as now the content page services are forwarded to only 25 journals, though there are 31 journals subscribed to faculties of Law, Education, Management and Finance and Arts of University of Colombo. 2 of these journals are print and hence cannot be included in this service. Therefore, it would be beneficial if efforts are made to change to an online subscription for these journals. Also, to increase the quality of the content page service and to get the level of satisfaction on this service, survey must be conducted among the academic staff members of University of Colombo. Thank you.
Dr. Chaminda, unmute your microphone, please. Unmute. Okay. Okay. You can proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Sridharan, for your presentation. Actually, I mean, we do have some questions to ask at the end, but we'll go for the another next one, and it will be done by Mrs. S. Ali Khan. The title of the presentation is "The Right Time to Think." challenges of serving all the adults in public library services in Colombo Municipal Council, Sri Lanka. Mrs. Ali Khan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to meet you via virtual symposium. First of all, I would like to thank to librarian Dr. Pradeepa Vijayatunga and editorial committee for giving this great opportunity to share my initial findings of the right time to think, challenges of serving all the adults in public library services in Colombo Municipal Council, Sri Lanka. Let's move the background. Universally, the population age 65 and over is growing tremendously. You can see via this graph, when we compare with the other age group, 65 and over is increasing. For that, Sri Lanka also not exceptional for that. You can see the age pyramid. In 1980, the age pyramid shape is pyramid shape, but in 2060, it became a pillar shape. That means the age is increasing. Within the Sri Lanka, the spatial distribution is varied. For example, the highest concentrate in the Western province. When you compare with the other district, Colombo district is 12.5%. This is little higher than national average. And also within the Colombo district, Colombo divisional secretary is highest one. So we need to concentrate the aging population. We all know public library services provide for everyone without discrimination. But when you compare with the other age group like children and youth, all the adults are little attention. Even the public library identifies all the adults' requirement, the struggle to provide essential services. Therefore, my objective is to examine the challenges the public libraries in Colombo Municipal Council confront when providing services to older users. Before move to the methodology, I would like to explain who is older adults. In literature review, there's various terms they use. For example, senior citizen, older people, baby boomers, third ages, etc. In definition, we can define older adults several ways. Some are defined chronologically, some are socially and economically and biologically. In this study, mainly concentrate on chronologically. They are using, this study use young old, middle old and oldest old. This is 84 demarcation for the aging population. And when we talk about the aging services which are provided to the public library, we cannot avoid American Library Association because it is the institution they initiated aging guidelines. When public library provide the aging services to the aging, they need to prepare some guidelines. So they initiated in 1972. They mentioned that the library is responsible to the aging. The Reference and Adult Service Division of the American Library Association, 1975, they published guideline library services to older adults. It is a first professional procedure for this segment. It revised 1987, 99, and 2008. Recently, they published guideline for library services with 60+ audience, best practices. Under those guidelines, they mention mainly 8 categories: staff training, information services in collections, programming, technology, outreach and partnerships, services to the homebound and special population, facilities, funding and budgeting. Let's move the methodology. In this study, concentrate on interpretive research design. For this study, it was selected 3 study sites which are located in the Colombo Municipal Council. You can see the Colombo Municipal Council wards and this is defined, that means separated by all the adults densities. The 3 libraries selected proportional based on the proportion of the population density. For example, main library represent low population densities. Highest ones, Sri Sucharita Public Library represent highest older adult densities, and medium one, Kotehena Public Library represent medium one, older adults density. Population and sample, I have selected all librarians and paraprofessionals and registered and non-registered users aged 60 and above. Data collection, I have used in-depth interviews, focus group discussion, participant observation. And data analysis, use descriptive statistics and thematic analysis. You can see the two graph display regarding the enrollment of the senior citizen. You can see the first graph that mention male and female. They are increasing trend from 2013 to 2017. But in 2018 and 19, it will drop due to the construction work Colombo Public Library is going on. So therefore, they close those particular years in several times. In 2020, we all know that pandemic situation closed the library in several months. Therefore, the enrollment is dropping. In Kotehena Public Library, you can see male and female increasing, but little fluctuation in the male and female is continuously increasing trend. One of the library staff mentioned initially they have all the register members in one database, but they decided to separate because their enrollment increasing day by day. So they decide to maintain the separate data for the senior citizen. What kind of services available for the older adults? They are not services providing for all ages rather than specifically focused older adults users. They have physical collection. They don't have the online electronic databases. But in Kotehena Public Library, they are not the language, that means the community. In Kotehena Public Library, they lack of prefer language. That means one of the respondents mentioned the majority of Tamil-speaking people live in Kotehena neighborhood, but unfortunately, the library collection mostly consists of Sinhala language. So they are not. They don't have the preferred language. There's a lack preferred languages there. And also a staff user. That means staff user-friendly, trained and professional, have good knowledge of the physical and online collection, understand seniors and courtesy, and help minds toward the older adults users. That means that is I found from the focus group discussion. Staff, they mentioned as users mentioned they are well trained and user-friendly, but they are mentioned they are not satisfied the facilities which are offered for that. For example, laboratory facilities and designated area for all the adults is very lack. But when you talk about the programs, Colombo Public Library and Kotehena Public Library, they are organizing some programs which are exclusively for all adults. For example, awareness program, book reviews and discussion and exhibition. But even though we have achieved saturation in providing services to the children and youths, now time to consider senior users. One of the library staff mentioned they already considered children and youth. They already service providing, that means saturation, they reached the saturation level. Now this is the time, this is the right time to think senior citizens, senior users. But there are challenges. They face the challenges. First major challenges is lack of space. One of the library staff mentioned most of the older adults are diabetic patients. They need to use the toilet frequently. But unfortunately, we do not have lavatory facilities for patrons due to the insufficient space. Therefore, they do not like to stay longer. And another library staff mentioned regarding ACE fellow, regarding this. Our newspapers and magazine section is located on the first floor of the building. Climbing the staircase is difficult for senior patrons due to the mobility impairment who come to read the newspaper. Therefore, they are not happy to visit the library and always make a complaint regarding that. Therefore, there is a lack of space is main barrier for providing services to users. And staff mentioned they don't have a professional staff and they don't that much aware of the senior citizen. Focus, when you talk about the focus group discussion, respondents say the staff is well trained and user friendly, but in the staff side they say they do not have professional qualified staff who is guide and teach for all the adults. And also there is another major problem is limiting budgeting. We all know that every public institution faces those challenges, cannot implement due to the limited budgeting. One of the library staff mentioned, we are happy to provide services according to the older adults' requirements, but lacking fund allocation makes us limit the services. There's another issues they faced, outdated and rigid policy. When you pass some new policy or new things, there are several hierarchy to obtain the approval. So they're difficult to implement the new things, that particular libraries. Let me conclude my presentation. Public libraries are willing to provide services to their communities without any discrimination, but they have a limit their services due to the several constraints. The Colombo Municipal Council public libraries could not achieve all the adults use information requirement. As a result, elderly users face several challenges. That means they are providing the services, but there is not enough for all the users. Therefore, elder users face several challenges. To overcome the constraints, the main thing is a collaboration. There are so many government and non-government institutions there who is saving for the older adults. For example, Ministry of Social Services and Social Welfare, National Councils for Elders, National Secretary for Elders, Elders Maintenance Board, Helpage International. Those organizations, I don't know how far they are aware of library services to the older adults. What kind of services it means library face challenges or users face challenges. If you make aware of those institutions, we can overcome those constraints via taking help from those institutions. Thank you. Those are the references which I used for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ali Khan, for your very important research and the presentation. This is a very important topic actually. Many policymakers have neglected this venture. So we need to concentrate on public libraries as well. Mr. Jara, shall we open the floor for questions now?
Yeah, we can. So I would like to ask a question to Mr. Lankatilaka, the first presenter. Your presentation was on global research on depression among university students due to impacts of COVID-19 outbreak, scientometric review using PubMed database, no?
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned that your research was going to evaluate the depression caused among university students due to the pandemic. However, I'm not sure if your scientometric study actually reflected that. So can you tell us exactly what your analysis contributed as results in relation to evaluating the impact of COVID-19 among students? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, actually, sir, that I selected this topic to find out how many researchers done on the particular topic. The topic is to find out the research done on the impact of COVID-19 among the university students and how it impact to cause depression among the students. So in that, based on that topic, I found out number of articles published in PubMed, and I further did the analysis based on the number of articles published. So I didn't explain the how it impact on the students or how the depression created among the students. I did only the finding the facts and the analysis. However, there are I have found certain when I read the abstracts and all, I have found certain points that impact the depression, how the depression causes among the students, and what are the aspects that they specifically focus on the depression when they are talking about depression, what are the factors that they talk, but I didn't include that part here.
All right. So, but okay, so the title could have been a bit more relevant to that. Anyway, beside that, it was good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Anyone else?
I have one question to Mrs. Sridharan. You are still, they're doing content page analysis, content page services actually, which
I am continuing.
Which is, the pretty much older library service. I mean, but still, University of Colombo is doing that. So why don't you think all the journals should be in electronic mode now, rather than, they're spending a lot of money and, the maintaining and even, a lot of missing issues, then we need to claim and, we know what kind of difficulties, challenges that we had to face when we were doing serial control in many years ago. So why don't you think of, subscribing electronic journals rather than,
very few journals actually, 2-3 departments, they recommend the print journals. I think in 2021, we will go for totally for e-journals because we experienced very few journals we subscribed in print version.
Okay. Any other question?
Yes. Another question goes to Aligan.
Yes.
So you mentioned that the CPL and KPL have organized programs exclusively for older adults.
Yes.
In that case, did you observe the engagement rate of the older citizens in these programs? Because despite actions being taken and facilities being installed for the seniors, those seniors, engagement in these also matters. Is it so? Because so what was the situation regarding the seniors' willingness to participate in these exclusive programs?
Participant mainly their interest on the book reviews.
Excuse me, can we see your face?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Then they are mainly considered in the book review. And also they come and book discussion. They interact with author. They organizing program. They bring the authors to the public library. At the same time, they invite the seniors who are reading those books. So they send via the WhatsApp and to message, these days we are organizing these authors coming and we are going to the book discussion. That particular, most of the majority, that means 50 to 60% present to discuss authors, especially in the Colombo Public Library. The public library respondents are professionals compared with the other public libraries. So they're willing to come and discuss with authors. So this is the successful program, book discussions for them. Thank you.
All right. So the seniors are engaged and interested, right? Well, yes, in that case, it's valid. Okay.
Compare public library and Kottayam Public Library, because of the heterogeneous nature of it, two places. And even I do have, some questions. That's a very interesting research actually, but it needs, it needs to be enriched a little bit more. Then of course, we can find very, very, the interesting findings. And the one question in 2013 in Colombo Public Library, there were no people, like it seems, right? So when we
into all, that's the increase. That means they start to separate the database in 2013, sir. Before that, they have a database in the mixed with other user groups. Due to the increasing, this is the increasing. So enrollment increasing, they separate the database, sir.
Okay. The second thing is Kottayam Public Library. The male users were very high actually compared to Colombo Public Library. Was there any specific reason for that?
Female members in Kottayam Public.
Were high.
Compare with the, little high 2017 only. 2017, sir. But rather than that, they fluctuate 2018, drop in male and female is high.
Kottayam Public Library.
Yes, sir, Kottayam Public Library. In particular, year 2017 only, the male is high, right?
I don't have the percentage, but I can, And the third one, so you have mentioned some challenges, without having proper laboratory facilities, that kind of things actually. But we don't know, we don't know which library you are talking about. Is it Colombo Public Library, or is it, the Kottayam Public Library, or Sucharita Public Library?
Actually, sir, study is still going on, sir. Sorry for interrupting.
What I feel, can't compare apple and pear. So, but if you can, come to Sucharita Library and Kottayam Public Library.
Sorry, sir,
nice cushion. Colombo Public Library is out of the way. So they cater to some sort of professionals and the people. Sometimes the people, those who are well off, that kind of things. Okay. Anyway, it's a very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the participants? So only Jayaraj and I am asking questions. So nobody. No one is interested in asking questions.
So our presentation would have been quite significant to all, and they would have understood very well. And
participant has also dropped down, to 67.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We can summarize.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, summarizing the researches of this session, they all contents to serving various user groups of the library. Taking that first presentation titled Global Research on Depression Among University Students Due to Impacts of COVID-19 Outbreak, Scientometric Review using PubMed database. Actually, this presentation tends to bridge the research depression among university students based on the articles indexed in PubMed database. The statistics evaluated the journals that have been very productive in indexing such research. The countries where massive amount of researchers were carried out with respect to this theme, and the time period during which a surge of research work was published. Moving on to the second presentation titled Analysis of Usage Statistics of Content-Based Services Provided to Academic Staff Members of the University of Colombo. The presenter had evaluated articles accessed and requested by varying faculties based on the content page services rendered. As such, the researcher had identified and listed the journals that are mostly utilized and the types or genre of articles being frequently read. Actually, this study leads to learning libraries target a user group, help in understanding the user's requirements and usage patterns, and customize the library services to provide the readers with the information they require. And the final presentation was a session on the title, The Right Time to Think, Challenges of Serving Older Adults in Public Library Services in Colombo Municipal Council, Sri Lanka, evaluates the current situation and facilitates facilities provided by public libraries to the seniors or older adult readers. The presentation outlined the observations, data gathering techniques, and the research methodology before moving on to report the findings, which revealed that adequate services are not employed despite having an understanding of the requirements of the older adult readers of such libraries. The research also suggests resolves to overcome or find solutions in collaboration with relevant authorities. In conclusion, this session has been very productive, pivoting around the context of serving the reader community efficiently. I strongly believe that all presentations were very useful to all participants, because many participants participated in this session. And finally, I do congratulate again Dr. Pradeepa Vijayatunga, the librarian of the University of Colombo, and her team in organizing such a wonderful conference. And also, I must congratulate all presenters who have presented their presentations in a very systematic and standard manner. And also, I should thank Dr. Chaminda Jayasundara for chairing this session with me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Over to you, Dr. Chaminda. You can. So I kindly call upon Dr. Chaminda Jayasundara to wrap up this session. Yeah. Please unmute your microphone, Dr. Chaminda. Unmute your microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have done a great job, by wrapping up the presentations, what we had in the second session, and I don't need to, elaborate it much more. Thank you very much again, Dr. Vijayatunga and her team for organizing such a wonderful event. And over to you, Dr. Vijayatunga.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Jayasundara and Mr. Jayaraj, for being with us to chair this session. I will hand over to our beautiful compeer, Mrs. Nadisha Pereira, to continue with the rest of the program, but it will be over very soon. So please bear with us for another 5-10 minutes.
Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Jayasundara and Mr. Jayaraj, for your excellent guidance. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we express our sincere thanks to all the participants in this forum, and all of you will receive your certificate of participation in the near future. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Chiranthi Vijayasundara, the symposium convener, to deliver the vote of thanks to conclude this ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nadisha. Good evening to you. As the convener of the LRS 2020, I would like to thank several people who involved in this symposium. First and foremost, my sincere thanks goes to our chief guest, Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo. Thank you very much, ma'am. Your presence is a great honor to all of us. And secondly, I would like to thank our guest of honor today, Senior Professor Premakumara D. Silva, Dean, Faculty of Arts, University of Colombo. Thank you very much, sir. I am very much thankful to the keynote speaker of the LRS 2020, Professor Ramesh C. Gaur, for his fruitful keynote speech. Thank you very much for joining us today, all the way from India. My sincere thanks to our librarian, Dr. Pradeepa Vijayatunga. This symposium wouldn't have been a reality without you. Thank you very much, madam, for your guidance. Thank you, Dr. D.C. Kuruppu, Deputy Librarian of the University of Colombo, for your valuable advices and continuous support. We appreciate your support and cooperation. I take this opportunity to thank all the session chairs for their valuable contribution. Dr. N.D. Vijayasundara, Librarian, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Dr. C.C. Jayasundara, Librarian, University of Kelaniya, Mr. R. Maheshwaran, Librarian, University of Peradeniya, and Mr. W. J. Jairaj, Librarian, Eastern University. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your knowledge and insight with us. Another thank you goes to all the reviewers for providing their valuable comments within a very short time. Thank you so much for your scholarly contribution. A big thank you goes to all the presenters today. You are the essence of today's symposium, and congratulations to all of you. A very special thank goes to all the committee members of the LRS 2020, Editorial Committee, Publicity Committee, Technical Support Committee, members of the Network Operating Center, University of Colombo. Thank you, everyone. Many thanks goes to my dear colleagues, senior staff members, executive staff members, academic support staff members, and non-academic staff members of the library. I am sure that the participants must have benefited by attending this symposium. Thank you for being with us here today, and good night. Thank you. Over to you, Nadisha.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we will wind up the Library Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, year 2020. And thank you very much for being very positive and staying with us until the end of this event. And we really appreciate your valuable presence. Finally, we wish you all the best, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead. Thank you and stay safe.